All right, quick mic test and thumbs up. Awesome.
You got it,
Thank you.
Joanne.
Appreciate it.
I don't know what my hair look like right now. Good.
John Boyle, do you have a question for Chris Carson?
Yeah, just Chris, what's it mean to you guys, NFC West champs, tough opponent like this to go out and get this cut?
Man, it's important. That's what we worked for since the beginning of the training camp, OTAs, all that. It was the whole goal. So it's great to get that win.
Greg Bell, you have a question for Chris?
Chris, now that you're back in the offense, does this feel familiar to you this time of year, running the ball to close games? How familiar is this whole feeling after maybe an unset?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is what we, want to do each and every week, want to run the ball. So we got me, Carlos, Penny. We stacked up at running back. So we got the guys to do it, guys up front, receivers. So, I mean, this is big, what I'm saying, have everybody healthy this time of year. So it's a good thing.
Maz Vida?
Yeah, hey, Chris, just the ability for the offense to go on that long drive. What's that feeling like when you guys are able to run and pass when you need to and when you want to?
We show what we can do, what I'm saying? We got so many guys at each position. Receiver, you got DK, Lott, D-Mo, Freddie, all them guys. So, it's just big to have so many weapons that we can run the ball, pass the ball. It keeps the defense on their toes.
Joe Fan.
Chris, last year you had, I think, 18-plus carries per game. This year, that number, at least before today, had dipped to around 11 and change. I'm curious, how fresh do you feel right now with one regular season game left, maybe compared to last year, obviously pre-injury, but just given the difference in workload?
I feel fresh regardless. If I get 18, 10, 25, 30, I feel fresh.
Curtis?
Yeah, Chris, this is a team that beat you 5 of the last 6 times. To be able to put them away like this to clinch the division, how good of a feeling is that?
It's big. Like you said, 5 of the 6 times to finally get that win against them, it's big. But it's credit to the whole team, The defense did a great job stopping them. Offense made plays when we needed to, so it was a big team win.
And last one for Chris. Brady?
Hey, Chris, when Rashad is healthy and right, how does he complement what you and Carlos bring the backfield?
Like I was telling him on the sideline, he has a different type of attribute that a lot of people don't have. He can make guys miss, and for his size, 230 plus, whatever he is, he has speed that's ridiculous. So it's good to see him back out there. Like I said, he like my brother. So anytime I see him out there, it's happy. I'm happy for him. He's just getting his feet wet. He's gonna get better, just getting comfortable, playing through that injury. But he has no let off. What I'm saying? Everything is 100%. You can see that explosion.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Brian, I'm going to pop right out. I'll be right here, so Pete pops out real quick. Just please you yell or have they yell.
This was a great Seahawks day. I'm really proud of what we've accomplished just by getting to this division championship right now. Just through all of the challenges that we face and all of the, the things on the outside that we're all dealing with and all of that, for this group to just continue to hold focus and really find their best through the process. I'm really fired up about it and proud of it. There was times during the season here where everybody had enough statistics to go ahead and blow us out and like we weren't worth anything on defense. But this defense is good, and they've shown it, and they've declared it, and this is the kind of defense that we played in years past when we really had good teams down the end of this stretch. And to show like that again, week after week after week, and to show it again in the most difficult challenge that we had, and not give up a touchdown all day long, that's big time. And it was really consistent. The mentality was great. It didn't matter who was making plays. It was just guys playing football together in a really connected way, and it really showed up. It was a really good win for us. I think Russ continued to put us in the right spots. No turnovers on offense today. That makes the difference, all the difference in the world in a championship setting. We were committed to trying to get the running game going. It wasn't as good as we'd like, but it still was there, and we played off of it and gave us the balance that we wanted. And so what happened as we got through halftime, the situations presented themselves, and there was, never a more heroic opportunity than down there on the goal line. It's on the 2, first down, and the guys did not let it happen. And you've seen the heart of our players in earlier times this season in moments come through, and they did it again. The goal line stand was a famous one I'll never forget. Just because it was so hard, and the ball was on the 1-inch line or whatever, and they did not let it happen. That coupled with the offense, a couple drives later, answering and getting the touchdown that we needed, separated in the second half, gave us the points that we needed. The huge play to David Moore today was kind of just turned things. Russ got out, hit him. Russ got out again. I think hit Carlos on a first down conversion, and then Russ runs one in for that touchdown. That was really big. The whole sequence was, and that was a really cool game. And so I say it again. I hate saying I keep coming back to it. I wish our fans would have been here. I hope you all had a great time at home. I hope you were hooting and hollering, going crazy. We love you, and we wish we could have shared it with you today. But I'm sure you had fun. You had to have fun anyway, so that's a good part. So we love all the 12s, and we wish we could have had you here with us today. Go.
Joe Fan.
Pete, how special is it to leave an offense like that out of the end zone, or keep an offense like that out of the end zone all game long? And then is that about as comprehensive a defensive performance as you've seen in a while?
Yeah, it really is for us. But this is how we've been playing. And so, this has been a string now. And I know you're looking at who we're playing against, but you can tell the way and the style was all there today. This was our coaches, and Kenny was able to fix things during the game. Our players adjusted, and Bobby was able to make adjustments up front and all that. It's just a together group, and so this opportunity was presented to us, and our guys came through in great fashion.
Greg Bell.
Pete, what was the mentality when the Rams got inside the 5? Was it blitz the run gaps? Was it aggression? Was it what was the mentality there with the 4 plays inside?
Really, the mentality is give us a blade of grass and we'll defend it. That's been the motto for a long time. It doesn't matter how close they are, we're going to keep battling. We were in a full-on attack mode. We were looking for the plays that came up, and we were going to go get them and go attack them, and within the scope of the defense, which is something we've always taken a shot in those kinds of opportunities, and they did it just in great fashion. We have not been good historically against these guys down there. This was the best, obviously, we've ever hit it, but it really was. It was just every play was an individual play there, and in that we had to defend it for everything. Rolling through the line of scrimmage. That's the technique on line of scrimmage. That's guys hitting it because they saw what the play was, recognized it, and went for it, and playing really just obviously great team defense.
And related to that, Pete, how much has Jordan Brooks' speed really shown up now that he's more comfortable in the defense?
Well, I don't know what today. I know he had 8 tackles or something today, but there's nothing new. He is fast, and he plays fast, and he plays tough and hard and downhill and all of that. I don't know about this particular drive or particular sequence if you're referring to that, but he is really fast, and he's just a really good ball player, and he's really settled in. What I really like about him, he's very poised. He's very clear thinking during the game. You can talk to him and adjust and fix things. He's playing much more like he's been around for a while.
Curtis Crabtree.
Yeah, Pete, last year you guys come down to a yard for the division and you come up half-yard short in that same end zone, and then you get the stop on the short goal line today, and Hollister gets the touchdown to put you over this year. Just kind of the way that kind of all played out in the irony.
Yeah, that's a little bit of poetry right there. I don't even think it was a yard last year. You know, I mean, we're right in this exact same situation. Boom, we're across there, we win. You know, and so what I like about the analogy, or bringing that up, is that we've been here before, and we've been this close. This time we really pushed it over the top and finished and left no doubt. And Jakey did come through as a great call, great concept that we had for the moment. Shotty knew exactly what he wanted, and Russ loved the thought, and Jake did it, and they worked it out perfectly. So at the right moment, we did right. It's really what you're seeing. You're seeing us play really good, smart football right now, and we're playing complementary football. We're playing together, and all of that. That was what happened last week, what happened the week before. You look at the Jets thing now, it looks a little different, doesn't it? That game was a very significant game to us. And I know people didn't see it that way, but it was because of the way we attacked that opportunity. And you see what they've done in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if they won today, but they were certainly in it again. They did? Yeah, and so, I don't know. Keep going. I'm just going to keep rolling as long as you guys are.
Michael Sean.
Pete, what was the key to specifically shutting down LA's run game and all the play action bootleg stuff that they do?
Yeah, they did it all today. They last time we played them, they only ran two or three of them, and we thought that they would run a bunch of them this week, and they certainly did. I think they ran 6 or 7 of them in the first half. So I'm talking about the boots, and we worked really hard to contain them, really hard to locate the crossers and all that. Our guys played it great. They weren't significant. There was one 11-yard pass I know that they completed on it, but in general, we played that stuff really well. We played the perimeter really well. We had a couple runs that broke out, or they shouldn't have had anything really by our design, but you got to give them some credit too. But that was a big part of the game, and it was a big part of the game plan to not allow them to control the football with the perimeter passing game.
How much do plays like the one you mentioned about to David really just spark the whole offense?
There's no doubt that was the play, because we hadn't had a bust-out play that changed field position, and it was a special, play by Russ and the throw, and then the catch by David staying in bounds. All of that, every part of that was great, and it just changed the field position and gave and shifted the mode. Russell went right back a couple plays later and hits Carlos, and we finished it with him on the move too. So it really just showed all of the expertise in this marvelous game that Russell has. That he can beat you with his legs, and he did in that drive. It was really the key to that drive.
Thanks.
Tim Booth.
Pete, he didn't have any sacks today, but I was wondering what your impressions were of Jamal's game and his impact on the defense today.
I saw him hitting and running and doing some marvelous things, fitting on runs. I thought he was really obvious today. We sent him. He went a few times and had some shots. We made a couple of mistakes on him, but he didn't. But we did and missed an opportunity. But he's a fantastic part of our team. He just is. Has so much juice. He loves the game so much. He brings everything that he's got, and it wears off on, or it affects other people in a really positive way. And you love playing with him. I'm going to make the point here. What a great acquisition that was. And to go back to John figured that thing out. Somehow he got it done to orchestrate that. That's a marvelous fix for our football season, and really he deserves all the credit on that.
Masvita.
Hey, Pete, going back to complimentary football, on that last drive, 9 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes and 29 seconds. Lockett had the catch, Penny had a rush, Carson had a run, and then Hollister the catch. Can you just talk about that complimentary football you're talking about?
Yeah, it was executing. I thought the throw and catch to Russ and Tyler was just a classic. We've seen those guys do stuff like that in crucial situations for years and years. And when we needed it, man, it was a great concept for him to get open. the protection was there and Russ threw a great ball, and as always, Locke stayed in bounds and did all that. That was a huge play. That was just as impacting a play as David's was. It just was, we needed David so much. It seemed like that dramatically was a little bit different, but enormous execution during that drive. Right down the field, and it was just really well done. I mean, that's coaches, that's players, that's practice, that's all that stuff to get that done.
John Boyle.
Yeah, Pete. KJ got the Steve Largent Award before the game, then went out and had another big game. Just against an opponent like that, with all the misdirection, the bootlegs, all that, how important is his play, just keeping everything?
Boy, yeah, he's playing, since we adjusted his position, earlier on in the year, he's just blossomed in the role that he plays. He gets to use all of his instincts and his feel for the game. I had said to KJ just quietly, I said, we've done a lot of good stuff together. We got one more shot today. Let's go see what we can pull off, and so it was kind of, and I had Cage talk to the team in the locker room too, just to give a little historic sense, about what this means and all. He's had a great football season. He could easily be playing in that Pro Bowl or whatever they're going to do with that thing. He had that kind of a season, and we're so grateful that he's had such a great career with us. He's been awesome.
Larry Stone.
Yeah, Pete, to win this division this particular year, people have called it the toughest division in football, plus all the off the field stuff that you were alluding to, the challenges. Does that make it an extra special achievement for you?
Yeah, that's a good point, because we all saw it happening early on, and everybody was winning and going, and the Niners coming off, their big year last year. They had a lot of hard stuff they've been through, but we all knew that the division was as tough as it gets. Nobody wanted to play us, and we did our damage to the NFC East, and playing those guys, and so it does add to the accomplishment, because this is as tough a division as you could find, and so yeah, we appreciate that.
Art Teal.
Pete, you mentioned the off-field stuff too. I guess that has to add a lot to navigating so much that isn't football. But how much more intense was this experience this season to get to the division title than any you've experienced?
Yeah, Art, it has been a big part of it, and there's no denying it. This is not something we just rolled through and all that. It has been constant. It's been constant for months before we ever started, and started at the end of February with us, and to get the, rule number one, always protect the team mentality going, that we've needed it all the way, every step of the way, and our guys have been so committed to it. I mean, obviously, they had to have been. We just pulled off something getting through this football season. We had another weeks here ahead, but to avoid having, the issue come our way, and that's because everybody cared so much, and it was so important to them to be part of this. That's about conscience, because it's all the thousands of decisions that people have to make to keep going. No, I got to go this way so I can protect my team, and yeah, it's been a season, and it's been a whole lot of other stuff too. The only thing that is out of whack is the fans. That the fans weren't here, and that's a whole nother factor to it. But it's just been a remarkable season for sure.
Brady Henderson.
Pete, I know you guys didn't have the type of rushing day that you would like, but how does it feel to have a full complement of running backs right now compared to last season?
Yeah, I thought we ran the ball fine. We ran the ball fine for what our attempts. We just didn't get as many attempts as we would like, and that comes back to third downs and stuff. We would love to have had another 10 or 15 attempts at it, just to keep rambling, because our guys can go, and so thrilled to have our guys, and all three guys are capable of doing damage, and there's sometimes in a game like this there just isn't enough carries to get it around to everybody. But Chris was marvelous again today. So tough and so physical, so secure with everything. He's a stud.
And did you have any injuries of note aside from Jason Stanley?
Yeah, Stanley had a hamstring, and what was other? There's two other things. A couple of Bobby got bruised, and nothing of any consequence. We're in great shape in that regard.
Bobby's okay though, you said? You said Bobby's okay?
Yeah, he had a bruised forearm or something like that.
Okay, thanks.
Bob Condotta.
Yeah, Pete, you threw the challenge flag after the third down play by Goff there on the goal line stand. Just curious what you saw there. If you saw a recovery by you guys at all, and if you thought there was any advantage to just sort of stopping things there.
It was a little hard to understand the question. Who was the guy you mentioned?
Right. I was asking about your challenge on the third down play when Goff tried to sneak it there on the fumble.
Oh, yeah. Well, we knew the ball was out, and we just thought it was, to me, it was worth it, you know. What if they could see something on camera that showed that we had the football? Because our guys thought they had it. I don't think we wound up with it or whatever, but I just thought it was worth it, you know. And think if it would have been our football, so I just took a shot.
Yeah, for sure. Was there any advantage to just kind of stopping things there before the fourth down play? And
I'm having trouble understanding you, Bob. Sorry.
Just wondering if there was any advantage to just kind of stopping things there before that fourth down play.
Well, no, I did think about that we, you know, our guys got to get a little bit of a blow there, you know, just before the last couple shots. I was thinking that during the time, you know, we'll try to hopefully take advantage of that, but that was it. And
there was a report that Damon Harrison is asked to be released. Damon Harrison, that he's asked to be released. Is there any truth to that at all, or can you comment on that? Or?
We're going to talk tomorrow, and I just know he was disappointed that he wasn't active for this game. So that's what we're talking about. I don't have anything for you other than that.
Chris Francis, and then we'll wrap up with Jackie Montgomery.
Pressure's on, Jackie.
Hey, Pete, the third down numbers obviously were flipped from the first half. The second half, you were really good in the second half. DK made some great conversions. Can you talk about his effort? Did you get Russ out of the pocket a little more in that second half? Was that a concerted effort to do that?
I think Russ got a feel for the rush, you know, and how they were coming. He tried to sneak up underneath a couple of times and had trouble with it. He started to find some angles to get out and just took advantage of it. He was just being resourceful and looking, you know, to try to help. I do remember the catch that DK makes over the middle and just gets freaking smoked into the safety there, and he needed every inch of it, and it was so physical again. Landed on his head and just popped right back up. You know, that was a huge conversion right there. Yeah, there was a couple of those really good ones in there. I thought DK played really tough today. I really liked the way he played.
Hey, Coach, you only had one catch, but it was a big one on third down. Can you just speak about Greg Olsen and the comeback he had to get back from that injury?
Yeah, this was a remarkable recovery to get back out there. We'll see how he is after the game. I don't know how that's going to fare, but he was just the epitome of mentality that I'm coming back. I'm going to be there. I can do it. I'll get it done. Here's my timeline. He was weeks ahead of where he should have been, and it's just because of the great competitor and the stud that he is. Most guys would never have been playing in the game this soon, and so just, you know, you got to give him a lot of credit for being, you know, wanting to be part of this and wanting to be part of this championship.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, see ya.
All right, John Boyle, do you have a question for Jamal?
Yeah, Jamal, just NFC West champs. How's that sound to you?
God is good. God is good. I don't want to be too happy because I don't want people to say, you know, he's dramatic or he hasn't been there before. You damn right I haven't been there before. So, damn it, it feels good. It feels great. Golly, we came out victorious, and, man, what a hard-fought battle. A lot of respect goes to, you know, L.A. and what they do. A lot of respect to them. But, man, it feels damn good.
What is that you have next to you there?
Oh, that's that little cigar, man.
That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a celebration.
Joe Fan?
Jamal, Pete said he'd remember that goal line sequence forever. I'm curious what that does for a defense, how much fun that is for you. You had a big tackle in there. Jordan Brooks had a big tackle, and just kind of the elation of getting that fourth down stop. And
yeah, it's just you know, growing up, bro. You know, you always. I think one of the first things you learn is football is a game of inches, and you know, there was no way that I was gonna let him walk into that end zone, no matter what happened. And you know, it's whatever it takes. But without the guys, you know, around me, I wouldn't have made that play. But glory goes to God, just chasing him down and making that stop. That was huge.
Matt Calkins?
I was actually just going to ask you about that stop on Darrell Henderson. What did you see from the beginning when you
yeah, I think for me, man, I don't want to give you too many tips, well, not you, but just other people out there on how I kind of make that jump on that ball. But, you know, just making making a football play, man, and, having the instincts and that I'm fortunate enough to have by the man upstairs and, just getting a snap count, understanding what they're going to do. They kind of ran that play about 2 or 3 times down there, maybe once, should I say. Maybe that was a little bit dramatic, but probably about 2 times. But I knew that play was coming. Bobby and I had an exchange on the next play, and they kind of ran something similar. But then, my number was called. I had to go make a play. I had to chase it down. There was no way I was going to let up. And, golly, just a hell of a play. Again, I give the glory to God.
Thank you.
AJ McCord.
They blasting that music, huh? Sorry, y'all. We a little celebration.
It's all good. You guys deserve it. So the last time you played the Rams, it was a very different mood. You guys had lost, I believe it was 2 of the last 3. This time, since you played them last, playing some of your best football.
Right.
Was there something about today's game, though, knowing it was the Rams and a team that had your number the last time out that made it extra special to win the division against them?
Yeah. That's a great question because, throughout the whole week, I'm going to tell you for myself, I had it on my mind, and I know this defense had it on our mind. And I knew going into it we were going to win because we had a great, week of practice, just preparing, from our coaches getting the tips and alerts and film study and guys just picking each other's brains. And if he does this, if he motions here, if they're in 12 personnel, 11 personnel, here comes the motion, fly motion. So things like that is where you make that leap. And, for everybody out there, they got to start putting respect on this defense's name because this defense is playing lights out. And to me, we're the best defense in the league. And you can quote that. You can do what you want to do with it. But at the end of the day, I believe in these guys. I believe in this coaching staff and what we bring to the table day in, day out. I know how hard we work. So we're just going to continue to get better because we haven't even played our best football yet. And that's the scary part.
Thank you.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Jamal, does everything you guys have done since the Buffalo game on defense make you feel like this is a championship defense?
No question in my mind. No question. Just obviously the guys that we have, the coaching staff, how we practice, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? And going into it, obviously, the start of the season, we had a lot of ups and downs. A lot of guys hurt, including myself. And, when guys got back, didn't really understand the defense and whatnot, understand where this person's going to be. Now everybody knows where everybody's going to be and what their job responsibility is on the field. So that's what makes it special. And then, obviously my guy back there, Pro Bowler, Quandre Diggs, he's always making checks and always making calls and helping guys out as well. I love balling with my guy. You know what I mean? And everything that he does on the football field is full throttle. And he's a legit quarterback of the defense. So, this guy's just helping each other out, playing fast and, just trying to make plays.
Curtis?
Yeah, Jamal, you knew what the stats said you guys were at midseason. And for you guys to put this run together where you've gone 23, 21, 17, 17, 3 with the points allowed over the second half of the season, just how much do you marvel at the change that you guys have been able to make to get to this point where you are playing like this? Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that, those tough times, it helped us for now. You know what I mean? And we're hitting our stride at the right time. You always want to catch hot, in December, right? Going into the playoffs, obviously, I kind of had to learn that. I wasn't, used to that. So just catching hot going into the playoffs and, it's a beautiful thing. And we're just going to continue to get better, continue to, feed off one another. But you have to give, our special teams a lot of credit, too. They're always flipping the field. We got the best guys in the business, best coaching staff in the business, and we're playing, great complementary football. And that's what makes it special, when you can flip the field. And as a defense, we appreciate that.
Brady?
Hey, Jamal, how's your shoulder doing? I know it was in the first Rams game that you initially hurt it. How's it doing now? And then how much are the fingers impacting you? It looks like you got heavy wraps on your fingers.
Yeah.
How much is that impacting you?
Yeah, I'm not a guy that makes excuses, But yeah, I am playing with 2 little finger casts on my fingers. They're both broke. Obviously, I've been playing with it for quite some time. and my shoulder is beat up. But man, I'm not an excuse guy. Whatever it takes. I'm not here to, you know, rack up all the stats and all that. I don't really care. I know I don't have picks and people talk about that. I don't really care. As long as we're getting those W's, that's all that matters to me. Like I said earlier, I had it on my mind. You know, I got hurt versus the Rams, and, you know, it's funny because I told my pops after the game, I said they're in trouble next time I see them. You know what I mean? So it's just my mindset going into it. And then, you know, I always talk about Kobe. I always talk about Nip Hussle, rest in peace, and to both of those guys. And they motivate me and they keep me going. And when you catch fire, you just got to keep going. It's just that Mamba mentality, and I call it the Prez mentality.
Thank you.
And last one for Jamal, Greg Bell.
Jamal, what's changed since November in the defense? If you could put a couple reasons, either scheme or players, or what has changed?
Communication. That's the main thing. And just knowing our swagger, knowing who you are. You know, as a human, you can't forget who you are in this world, right? If you're confident in what you do, if you feel you're the best at what you do, you got to keep that swagger and that intensity at all times. You can't never let anybody knock you off your pivot. The marathon continues. I always say that. You know, no matter the wins and losses, no matter how much adversity you go through, you got to keep going. You can't listen to the outside noise. You got to keep going, keep your head down, keep grinding, because, you know, it's always light at the end of the tunnel. And that's how we approach everything. You know what I mean? So we have a lot of great leaders on this defense, a lot of great leaders, you know, in this organization, and that speaks volumes. You know, guys that feed off one another, and guys that continue to learn, continue to ball, and that's what makes this thing beautiful, man. So, you know, just God gets all the glory, man. I keep saying it. You know, he's the reason for us all. He's the reason for all the success. Anytime, you know, we do face adversity, it's for a reason. You know, he wants us to, you know, see how we can handle it and then, you know, come out stronger. So God is good. God is good.
Thanks, Jamal.
Appreciate y'all. I'm going to enjoy my cigar. God bless you guys. I hope all of you guys have a wonderful day because, you know, we're champions. Keep it play at all times. God bless y'all.
Boy, you was wild. Good shit, man. All right, you ready? Oh, boy.
All right, KJ Wright.
Oh, you gotta love him. You gotta love him.
Joe Fan.
KJ, Pete said he had you talk to the team. Can maybe just clarify, was that before the game, after the game, on Saturday? What'd you say? And then just how much this mean for you?
He said, I talked to the team right after the game, and he was like, KJ, you've been around here the longest. What does this moment mean to you? And I just said to the guys, man, just cherish this moment because they don't come around too often. And so just cherish these moments, man. It's been a while since we've been NFC West champs. And this team is special. Our brotherhood, our togetherness brought us to this moment. And I'm so proud of everybody that's on this squad, from the coaching staff, you know, to the equipment guys, training staff, on down. So complete team effort, and this feels really good.
Is there an added layer of value to this win, given that you did win the division, but also you did it against a team and dominated an offense that you hadn't played very well against in recent matchups?
100%. It felt like every year this team is always there in our way. It seemed like it was always a challenge to get over the hump with this team. They scored a lot of points on us, and you know they won the division a few times. And so to beat this team felt really good. And hats off to them. We may see them in the playoffs again, but to win this game felt really good.
Greg Bell.
AJ, about the fourth down stop, you blitzed right into the gap on the quarterback sneak. What made you know that was coming? And then the fourth down play, it was almost like you knew it was going off right tackle.
Man, the ball's on the 1 yard line. I wasn't blitzing. I just knew that it's time to just take my shot. I just had to take my shot, and you know, you could just, I wish I could feel it. You could just feel like they're not about to get in the end zone. Our mentality was they're not about to get in the end zone, and just, you know, the old saying, give us a blade of grass. Just give us a blade of grass to defend. And guys were just taking their shots. You know, Diggs was coming off the edge, and that felt really good. You know, to get a goal line stand like that in a moment like this, you know, that felt really good. And I'm just glad that I could be out there and be a part of it with the guys.
John
Did you
Boyle?
know those were the play? It looked like you knew those were the play. The sneak on third down and the right tackle on fourth down. Is that what you had in your mind?
I didn't know a sneak was coming. I just knew that I had the C gap on that play, so I'm about to just shoot this C gap, and whatever happens is going to happen. And so that's what we did.
John Boyle.
KJ, you guys saw what people were saying about your defense, all the numbers in the first half of the season, everything. To respond the way you guys have, 5 straight opponents under 20 points, just everything you guys have done. What's it mean to turn it around? Like,
it's everything, man. Just it starts with Coach Norton and him putting us in great position to be successful, and the rest of the coaching staff. And we figured it out. We figured it out, and guys are just being accountable. We're communicating like no other. And just to hear guys' voices each and every play is just truly special. And defense wins championships. We know that going down the stretch, it's going to be some tough battles. Playoff time is around the corner, and defense always wins championships. And so we just getting started. We got to keep it going down this stretch and just finish strong.
Okay, Curtis, and then we'll wrap up with Bob.
Yeah, KJ, it seemed like there was a lot on yours and Jordan's plates today with the boot action game, particularly with him getting deep underneath the crossers and you watching the boots themselves. How were you guys able to shut them down quite like that? And how big of a role did Jordan play in getting that depth?
It was really big. We just knew that teams would go try to attack us, especially to me and Brookside. And we figured it out. We knew when the guy was coming across, we communicated. We knew when the stretch was coming our way. And so just great communication, like I said. And I was like, they got that one play on us, and I told the offense again, said, that's your last time getting that on us. And so hats off to, the whole team, the whole unit, just playing together, playing as one defense.
Yeah, KJ, Jamal said he knew you guys were going to win because you guys had such a good week of practice. Did it feel like a really good week of practice to you? And obviously, you guys are continuing to win a better week of practice to get better.
Yeah, we just when we played them, we just did what we always did. We didn't make anything up. We said, hey, guys, we'll get in our stuff and we go play ball. Hook players, you got to be responsible for the stretch and the boot. Flat players, you got to be responsible for setting the edge and getting to the flats. And so we just played really good Seahawks ball. We didn't make anything up. Coach Norton did a good job in throwing curveballs at him. You saw on some of those boots, he had absolutely nowhere to go. And back in the past, they just boot us to death. And so great job by Coach Norton throwing those curveballs at him. And we just figured it out and played really good ball.
Thank you, KJ.
All right, y'all.
you, just this defense overall, how good do you feel about the way this unit's been playing the second half of the season?
I think it's been awesome. You know what I mean? I think this is the plan that we had at the beginning of the year when we started those Zoom meetings and we started training camp. This is what we dreamed about, going out there, holding teams to 9 points. Really good offenses, division opponent on a championship day. Heck, we did it. You know what I mean? This is what we dreamed about, and we put it into motion. And I think we just got to keep this thing going.
Bob Condotta.
Sorry about that. Hey, Quandre, can you take us through what happened on the interception, what you saw there as Jared was kind of running around trying to find someone to throw to?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? My coaches always told me in high school when I was a quarterback, never throw the ball across your body. That's what I was taught. That's what I live by. And I was just able to capitalize on the play, make a play, help my team. Then I showed y'all how I used to do things in high school. You know what I mean? Shaking, spin move, juking the whole team.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Quandre, do you feel like you guys are playing at a championship level on defense, and why?
I mean, I'm not willing to go that far. I mean, we're playing great ball. I said we're playing great ball, and we were able to win a championship today in the NFC West. You know what I mean? We got a lot of areas we can improve in, and we know that. But this is the best ball we played all year, and we know that. So let's keep capitalizing on it. Let's continue to work hard like we're doing in practice and taking it serious, you know what I mean? Not having MEs, you know what I mean? Not missing assignments, everybody tackling, attacking the ball, swarming. And like I say, it starts up front, then we got the rocks in the middle, and then the DBs, we cleaning things up. So I think that's the fun part about it. Everybody knows their role. Everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do. And, I mean, it's fun when you can fly around and have fun with these guys.
Curtis?
Yeah, Quandre, you got here in time last year to have the division come down to the half-yard line to have you guys get over that hump this year and pull one off and win a division title. How much does it mean to you? That and the Pro Bowl nod, too.
It's dope. You know, I mean, I wasn't able to even play in the game last year for the division title, so that kind of hurt me. But being able to go out there and play at a championship level, a championship game, win a division for the first time in my career, is dope. You know what I mean? I'm eager to see that banner up in the VMAC so I can look at that every day while we're in meetings. And, you know what I mean, we got the hat and T-shirt and cap off a great week. You know what I mean, first time Pro Bowl. Feel like I'm finally getting the respect I deserve. And you guys know me. I'm not too big of a talker to you guys, but in the locker room I'm talking. But, you know, I mean, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? I give all glory to God. And to be able to, you know what I mean, to capitalize on this whole week, it's important for me and my family and my teammates, and for John Schneider for bringing me here, and Pete Carroll for bringing me here, and Andre Curtis for, you know what I mean, helping me be a leader in this secondary, and Nick Sorensen and Tommy, all those guys, you know what I mean, they all deserve that, and, you know what I mean, I'm blessed to be here.
Art?
Andre, given where this defense was in September, how big a deal is it to shut out NFL teams for consecutive games, keep them out of the end zone, rather?
Not consecutive games, 2 out of 3 games. You know what I mean, we gave up some stuff last week that we shouldn't have gave up, but it's dope, you know what I mean, to be able to be a part of a defense that's making guys kick field goals when they get down there and holding guys to 3 points and 9 points and 15 points. That's goals, you know what I mean? That's goals that you get to hit, and, you know what I mean, you keep the explosive plays down, the points stay down. So I think that's been the big thing for us.
Thank you, Quandre.
Yep.
crew? Can you guys hear me?
All right, John Boyle.
Yeah, Russ, just what's it mean to you to be NFC West champs and knowing you got that job done?
Well, it's such a huge blessing. Obviously, this year has been a challenging year. Obviously to get to be here in this place and to be NFC West champs, to all the hard work, all the things that we've had to do. Think about the rookies even, not having a normal year of, spring ball and summertime and having to do, everything on Zoom and just having to be great at that and having to be great at adjusting. I think we've been great at adjusting throughout the whole year. But honestly, this year's been a challenging year, This year's been a challenging year in so many different ways. Obviously, I'll never forget when, I was at the Pro Bowl and, we lost Kobe and Gigi, and that was a heavy day, it was heavy on our hearts. And, it was such a hard day, hard couple weeks and more. And, and then I think about everything else that's happened with COVID and all the things going on racially in America. You think about, George, you think of Breonna, you think about Ahmaud, you think about all these different scenarios of what we've had to face and as a team, as men, what we've had to talk about. Guys also, struggling with their families and not being able to see their families. Some people knowing people that have gotten sick and this and that with COVID and, it's been a challenging year. And I think that, the reason why I wore this jersey tonight too, I think about Kobe, big championship matchup, everything that's going on in 2020, to honor him, and, have that mentality, Mamba mentality, and just, the reality of, what this 2020 year has been like. He's one of the first things that come to mind, and just what he represented, how he inspired people. You think about a person like Chadwick Boseman too, and just how he inspired people. People didn't know that he was struggling with what he was going through. And there's just so many circumstances that kind of been running through my mind all year. And I think to be able to get to here tonight and, for us to play for the NFC West Championship at the end of December here, December 27th, it feels like, it's been a long year. And I think to be able to go in to win this game, to have that Mamba mentality in the fourth quarter and the last drive, and to convert our third downs, to make a huge play with Hollister there at the end, and that be the knockout punch, the knockout shot, the game-winning shot. And then you think about how our defense played and just how they've have continued to grow throughout the weeks, and how we're all coming together all at one time. It's been a special year, and there's a lot of special guys in that locker room. And I'm just grateful for the men that we have. I'm thankful for the sacrifice that we've been able to give in terms of just everybody helping each other and working through all the issues that have gone on, like I said, with COVID, with all the racial tension, with everything that's gone on, not seeing people's families, and just us bonding. Although we haven't had our fans here at all, and we know that we can feel everybody, and it's been a special time in the midst of everything. And the reality is, for me is that I thank God just for having us here. I thank God for giving me the opportunity. It's all for Him and His glory. And the reality, I think, for us is, we can't be satisfied with where we are. We want to go somewhere. We don't want to just go there. We want to win it, and hopefully we can get that done.
Corbin Smith.
Hey, Russ, you guys in the first half went 1 for 5 on third down, had some trouble really sustaining drives. Then the second half goes 7 for 12. What was the biggest difference maker for you guys being able to convert on those opportunities? And how much did David Moore's catch really ignite this offense?
Well, I think we had some key third down opportunities early on. We almost got them and this and that. They made a couple of plays here. They're a great team. That's why they've been so good all year. And
They've had a great defense and this and that, but we knew it was going to be a battle throughout the game, and then we started converting. I think David Moore's play was critical to be able to get outside the pocket there, extend the play, and give him a chance to make a big-time catch. There's no fear in that throw. You just believe in it, and you shoot it, let it ride, and he made a great catch and tried to put it in where only he could get it, and he can catch, man. He's really special. So anytime there's a contested football, he's going to catch it. He did a great job there. And so that really gave us the momentum. We kept going. The next thing you know, we scored, and the defense kept, playing great throughout the game. And we kept playing, and we knew it was going to be a battle. We ran the ball well when we needed to. We threw it. We converted on 3rd downs in the second half. DK came up big on several drives. Tyler Lockett came up huge on several plays as well. He's so special, him and Tyler, DK and Tyler. And they just converted those 3rd downs. And then, Greg had a good catch, I think, earlier in the first half, or the second, I believe it was the first half, into the first half. He had that catch across where we needed that kind of a big 3rd down conversion. And so just every guy kind of, Carlos coming up on the same play, I think that's the same drive, I believe, with David Moore's catch, where he kind of scooted and I kind of scrambled and I flicked it back inside. He, got the 1st down, and then next thing you know, we score. So everybody was making plays, and our offensive line was doing a tremendous job of blocking those guys up. They're a tremendous defensive line, obviously, and to be able to block those guys up, give me enough time to make the throws and do that and move around, and us to be able to run it the way that we did, especially in the second half, and throw it. It was a really key game, and we knew that was going to be a battle down to the wire. That's what these NFC West Championship games are always like. Ever since I've gotten here in 2012, it's always been a tough challenge, and we believe that we're always going to win them, and that's our mentality.
Art Teal.
Russ, what was it like for you on the sideline watching that 3rd quarter defensive stand when they had 4 shots and didn't make it? How big a deal was that for you?
Yeah, I think that was huge for us to be able to have a huge stop. I think we were up 13-6 at the time, I believe it was. And our defense, Joel Maul makes a tremendous play. And he's been playing all lights out all year, running the guy down. And then next thing you know, I think it was 4 consecutive plays in a row, just to be able to stop them like that, and our defense to play that well. To be honest with you, go back to earlier in the year, they had some of those key stops. We weren't playing as great, across the board in terms of that whole, early in the season, but we always had these key stops. So now how great our defense has been playing, it's been so great to watch. It's like one of those things that when you get down there, they're going to make a great play. And sure enough, those guys made several great plays. And I think we got the ball out on that one that I think somebody knocked it out, and we challenged it, but I think we got the ball. But, it was just tremendous, and that was a huge momentum getter. Everybody was just so fired up. We were all fired up, and we're all shouting on the sidelines, and just all ecstatic, on offense and defense. And just so it was a big play, a big drive, and we came up big there.
Greg Bell.
Russ, where will this season and winning a division, I know you're not done yet, but just getting to this point, where does it rank on accomplishments with, like you mentioned, everything going on beyond football?
Where does it rank with what, Greg? Sorry, I lost you for
with your career accomplishments and what you've done, this accomplishment rank?
There's a little asterisk next to this one, I think, Greg. I think it's a good question. Like I said earlier, this year has been super, super challenging, not just for our players, but also for our families, and, our loved ones, the people, our friends who, want to come in and see us, but, they're struggling with whatever's going on financially, circumstances, health-wise. There's so many different scenarios within our locker room, and these are grown men who have loved ones and families. We all have, different circumstances, and the reality is for us to be a family and for us to be able to get to this point and play the way that we've played, for us to be able to overcome challenges, every obstacle we feel like we keep overcoming and keep challenging, and we look forward to the challenges despite everything that's going on, and we stick together. And I think that, I go back to the summertime when we've kind of finally got here. It was training camp, and we really wanted to talk about how we're going to deal with everything going on, in the community, everything going on racially, everything going on also with COVID and our families and our loved ones. And we knew that we were going to have to mold and really be together. And, it really is credit to a lot of guys. I think about, guys like Bobby and KJ and Jamal and Dwayne. I think about a guy like Penny Hart. He spoke up in such a powerful, powerful way. So many other guys, we all came together. And so I think for us, this has been a year with an asterisk next to it because, as I mentioned, I'll never forget the day when we were about to do the, everybody call it up at the Pro Bowl, and we lost somebody that we all admired and watched for years and got to witness him, doing so many amazing things and, and just, so for us, we feel like it's been challenging, but it's been worth it. It's taken a lot of sacrifice, but there's still more to do, and that's where our focus is what can we do next, and how far can we take this thing?
Brady?
Hey, Russ, since we didn't get a chance to be in the locker room in the postgame, can you tell us what that celebration was like? Can you describe what that was like for us?
Oh, man, the locker room was amazing. Everybody was so ecstatic, everybody's having a blast. Just everybody's fired up. And I think that it's been, like I said, it's been a special year for us to get here, play a great team like we did today, and to get that win, I think everybody's really fired up about it, and we still got another game coming up, and we got to get ready for it. We got to be great in this next game coming up. The 49ers know how to play. They're a good football team, and so we got to bring our A game, and and we can worry about later. But to celebrate tonight is an exciting thing. So many guys have never won a NFC West championship, never been to the playoffs, maybe even. Some guys have. This is their first year, even as rookies or whatever it may be. So it's definitely a special time, and for us to really enjoy it is a blessing for sure. But like I said, there's more to do.
And with Kobe, I mean, you're talking about it as though it was personal to you. Did you have a relationship with Kobe?
Yeah, I think that for me, first of all, I've always admired his game and just his clutchness. He seemed like he always wanted to have the ball in his hands, and he never feared the shot. And he was always an overcomer, and so, Kobe has a quote, not to quote it exactly, but he talks about, overcoming the struggles, overcoming the challenges, and, it's really just a setup, for him to keep overcoming it. And I think that's always something that's been inspiring to me. He was a winner. He worked at it. He worked at it every day. And so, for me, in my personal relationship with him, I was able to get to know him a little bit from different occasions and this and that. And he was one of the most respectful people and one of the most genuine people you could ever meet. He always looked you in the eye. He always had this patience to him, it seemed like, when I was around him. And I've obviously gotten to know his family and stuff like that even more. And so, their family means a lot to us. And, you definitely miss Cobes, you miss Gigi. But they're smiling down in heaven on all of us, so that's what we know.
Thanks, Russ.
Curtis.
Yeah, Russell, last year you guys come down, have a chance to win the division. It comes down a half-yard shy on a throw to Jacob Hollister. This year you guys connect on a touchdown that puts it away. Just kind of contrast the two, and being able to hook up with him to kind of seal this one away for you guys and these sort of games.
Yeah, I think about last year's game, how crazy that was an amazing matchup. We had a chance to win the division right there on the 1-inch yard line. We just missed getting in there, in that play. And but Hollister, he's been so efficient. He's been so effective. He keeps making plays, and his ability to score, and just, I think, to be honest with you, Freddie Swain did a great job too on that play. He really did a good job of setting it up so, Hollister could get open, and that, it's all that together. And to be able to get to this point, and once again, last year was last year, but to win this year with that asterisk next to everything that's gone on, it's been exciting. It's really exciting to win it. And, but like I said, we got to remain neutral and stay focused on what we got to do and where we want to go. There's a lot more ahead of us.
Matt Calkins.
Hey, Russell, it seems like Jamal Adams makes a game-changing play just about every Sunday. Today he saved the touchdown, chasing down Darrell Henderson. I'm just wondering what you thought about that play and just what you think about the impact that he's had.
Well, Jamal, I think we got the two best safeties in the game. Jamal and Diggs, those two guys, man, they play lights out every week. They work their tails off. They're focused. They're smart as can be. They're detailed. They love the game. They love their teammates. They're passionate. I mean, these guys can play, and Jamal's play, I mean, he makes a play every week. Diggs does too. Those two guys are spectacular back there. But, you know, to see Jamal run down a guy, I mean, the guy can fly. To run that guy down like Jamal can run like crazy. So for him to be able to, you know, make the key play, and that just shows his heart. That shows his love for the game, his teammates. And that's why we love him. And it's been a blessing to have him on our team. I've become really close to him, you know, and we're thankful to God that God's given us the opportunity to be able to do it together, but also as a team, and also just to be able to do what we love. And it's definitely a blessing.
Thank you.
And last one for Russell, AJ.
Hey Russ, first off, thank you just for sharing what you did about Kobe. We appreciate that insight for sure, and sorry for your loss with that. Talking to Jamal this week, he made it sound like he said that he knew that you guys were going to beat the Rams because of the way that they prepared and the way that you guys worked for this game. Did you notice a difference in practice at all this week, or is that how it is every week?
I think we always have great practices. We always put on a show at practice, but I do think that you know, I think for us is we're really maturing, we're really growing. We're growing into a championship team, you know, and we've always practiced like that way. We've always kind of played that way. We've always built, and you know, listen, it's the NFL. There's always challenges along the way. We know that. You know, every game has its own history and whatever, like I've told you guys before. But the reality of who we are as a team, I think the guys who, for example, I'll take a guy like DK, for example, a guy who was a rookie last year coming into his second year. His maturation, he was a pro in his first year, and just, you know, he's been playing all pro level and also all pro, you know, preparation. You know, his second year. I think about a guy like Diggs, who comes from the Lions, comes here. He set the tone when he got here, and just watching him play every day and how he works and how his attention to detail. Jamal, I mean, coming from the Jets, coming here, he brought this passion, this energy, something that, you know, is a little added sense. I mean, watching a guy like Bobby and KJ, those guys tag teaming together. I mean, it's fascinating. And a guy like Brooks gets to watch those two guys who are unbelievable talents, and you know what they've been able to do for the game. I think about a guy like Dwayne Brown and how he's helped Ethan Posick, and how Ethan has helped D. Lou, and how Seth has had to step up, and when Shell went down, how good Shell was playing, but Seth step up. I mean, think about just this team as a whole. Guys like Freddie Swain get to see guys like, you know, DK Metcalf, you know, Tyler Lockett, David Moore, and their work ethic, and you know, running backs, you know, and who they are. A guy like Penny coming back, but they come back because they know a guy like Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde are going to give everything they have. Thinking about a person like Gino, you know, how he's helped me, and just his work ethic, his passion, our friendship, our bond. It's been special. And, you know, to be honest with you, this year, to get as far as we've gotten and to win the NFC West Championship, we wouldn't be able to do it without our training staff and our equipment staff. And everybody has put in the hard work. And, you know, I think the PR staff over here, yeah, you guys, these two up here. But, you know, to be able to get here, you know, to this point, it's a real blessing. I think about the strength staff and just how they've had to change us so much, and how we can only have a certain amount of guys in the room, and how we all got to be spaced out, and we all got to do this and do that. And, man, you got to love winning. You got to love winning. You got to love the process of winning more than the end result. And these guys in this life, they love the process more than the end result. And when we get to celebrate at the end, you know, of the games, that's when you know it's worth it. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the guys we have.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Russell.
Mamba, we out. See you guys.